Hello and welcome to episode 17 of Rebuilding Chelsea on FM23. I'm Jamie, and coming up on today's episode I've got two games for you. We're at home to Manchester City in the Premier League and then away to Sheffield United, also in the Premier League. As you can see, we come into it in excellent form, 3 wins on the bounce and most recently a 6-0 home win in the Europa Conference League against Pjanic. So let's see if we can keep that going on today's episode, and the team to face Manchester City is coming up in just a moment. Okay, so here is the team to face Manchester City, and it is Seaman in goal. Back four is Chilwell, Fofana, Silva and Azpilicueta. Botman at the base of midfield, Havertz and James ahead of him. In fact, I'm going to swap those two around. And then it is Mudryk on the left, Sterling on the right and Evanilson up front. So let's submit the team and go and give a team talk. Okay, my assistant wants us to show everyone that their recent praise is justified and put on a real show. I'm going to go with it. Why not? No gesture, just go with the comment. And let's get out into the tunnel. As much as this might be a cliche, is the first goal all important? We want to score, and we want to score early. Can you explain why Jude Bellingham is absent today? He's not injured as far as we know. Rotated for this match, and it's one of the matches he's not involved in. Reece James seems to be playing a different position today. Why is that? I've picked a team to win the match. Okay, let's get out there and try and do exactly that. And it is Chelsea in possession. Mudryk back to Fofana. James gives the ball away, but then wins it back himself, and then gives it away again. And Haaland is in behind, and Haaland has scored. And it is Chelsea 0, Manchester City 1, and we've played a minute and a half. So not ideal by any stretch. And it is Fofana with the free kick into Chilwell, finds James. Chilwell on the left hand side advances to the penalty area. Mudryk shot, and Mudryk makes it 1-1. So it hasn't taken us long, not even 4 minutes in, and it's 1-1 already. So good response. Can we get the second goal to take the lead? So I think we'll encourage at this point and start looking at who might not last the 90. James to Fofana. Botman gives the ball away. James has won it back. Mudryk is dispossessed by Ruben. It's played back to Ederson. And Laporte to Rodrigo. And it's cleared. Haaland under it. He's muscled out of it by Fofana, who finds Simon. Cleared long, but nowhere near a blue shirt. Walker to Ruben, Gundogan to Walker, Haaland onto De Bruyne, out to Javi Galán on the left hand side, and Simon makes the save, but we're under pressure again and he's out to claim the cross. This time he rolls it out to Fofana, plays it forward for Chilwell, into Mudryk, finds Evanilson, James to Botman, diagonal ball finds Havertz on the right, to Azpilicueta on the overlap, his cross is laid off for Havertz and he finds the back of the net, and it is Chelsea 2, Manchester City 1, 23 minutes on the clock. So we have the lead. Can we keep it? And that is at the moment enough to lift us level on points with second placed Manchester United, as Antonio Silva comes forward, Diagonal ball out for Chilwell on the left-hand side. Infield is James, onto Mudryk, back to Botman. James sells Fofana short, but we somehow retain possession. Havertz to James, Fofana to Botman, onto Sterling, back to Antonio Silva, to Fofana, into Botman, finds James, onto Mudryk. It's played through for Havertz, he's in on goal, and he slots it wide. Massive chance goes begging. De Bruyne to Rodrigo, straight at Sterling, and we've won possession back, but we can't get out, and they're in one-on-one with the keeper, and Simon comes out on top. Can we get to half-time at 2-1? And then we can regroup, reassess, and see what we can do to improve things in the second half. We do get in at half-time with our 2-1 lead. So let's go into the dressing room. Doing well, we can definitely find another gear. And let's make some subs. Right. First critical one is Mudryk. And we'll bring on Abde. That seems sensible. And we will take off Raheem Sterling and bring on David Neres. We'll take off Reece James and bring on Mason Mount. And I think for now that'll do. So let's get out for the second half. 3 subs done, 2 remaining. And we'll keep an eye on fitness levels. I think Azpilicueta probably is going to be one of the ones in danger of coming off, as Foden escapes on the left-hand side. And he's looking for someone to cross to. And they've managed to find themselves an equaliser. It is Kingsley Coman. Is Haaland offside though? Are we going to be saved by the linesman's flag? And the answer, no. It's 2-2. So we need to go again. Let's demand more. Let's get Azpilicueta off. And Hudson-Odoi can come on at right back. It's not ideal. And then Chilwell off at left back. And in fact, let's not. Let's take Evan Nielsen off. And we'll bring on Moukoko for the last 10 minutes or so. A draw in this one. Not an atrocious result by any stretch of the imagination. So if we can escape with a 2-2, we'll take it. Ake to De Bruyne. Coman gives it straight to Antonio Silva. Abde plays it on to Mount, who's in on the left-hand side. And Kai Havertz puts it in the back of the net. And it is Chelsea 3, Manchester City 2. And we've got about 3 minutes of added time to hold on. So we're going to go attacking to try and do that. As Walker comes forward. Antonio Silva heads away. Chilwell to Mount. Back to Fofana. Long ball forward. Neres picks it up on the right. Turns. Drives at the defence. Turns back. Crossfield ball for Abde, who's got it under control. Moukoko shoots. And he's offside anyway. Into the final minute. Chilwell with the throw-in. Finds Silva. Fofana to Chilwell. Forward for Abde. Into Moukoko. Plays it forward, but Ake intercepts. Rodrigo. And it's Coman. But Hudson-Odoi's won it back for Chelsea. Played forward. Havertz doesn't get there. Hudson-Odoi does. Finds Antonio Silva. Havertz into Moukoko, who gives the ball away. De Bruyne to Haaland. De Bruyne's ball over the top. Son is in. And Heung-min Son has found Manchester City an equaliser in the final seconds of stoppage time. So we are only going to take 1 point from a game that we did look like winning. There is the confirmation that it does end 3-3. And I'll be back in a moment with the second match of today's episode. Okay, time now for our second match of today's episode and a trip to Bramall Lane to play Sheffield United. Team for this one, Simon in goal, back four of Cucurella, Fofana, Koulibaly and James. Botman at the base of midfield, Bellingham and Mount ahead of him. Mudryk on the left, David Neres on the right, Evanilson up front. So let's submit the team and go and give a team talk. Okay, my assistant thinks that this is a match we should be winning and we should make sure we do. Completely agree with him, so let's pump the fists, go with that, and let's get out into the tunnel. Always helps to be as prolific as your team have been recently, right? If we're scoring, we're doing something right and likely winning matches, yeah. Seem to be happy to stick with your current approach. Despite recent results, they've not been bad at all, to be honest. Gives you confidence that things will improve. I'm confident because I work with these players every single day and I know what they're capable of. It looks like Jude Bellingham might be asked to play a different role to usual today. What's your reasoning? He's got the quality to adapt his game for the good of the team. Okay. Let's get out there and do it. As you can see, Sheffield United 5 straight defeats, so we really should be winning this one. Although it is Sheffield United on the attack first. Bulldog comes forward, hits a shot. It's high and wide, and thankfully the highlight comes to an end. Let's demand more, even though we're less than 10 minutes in. We can draw level with Manchester United on points, but we would remain third on goal difference even if we were to win this. Their goal difference is 10 better than ours, so there's no chance of overhauling that today. Sheffield United have been the better team so far, and that's completely unacceptable, so we'll demand more. There are at least a couple of changes I can identify already. So we will be making 2, possibly even 3 at half time. And there is the half time whistle. It is 0-0. There's been very little in the way of action. So I'm going to thrash the arms. Isn't good enough. And let's get these substitutions made. So we're going to start with Bellingham for Havertz, and I'm going to make Havertz the Mazzala, and then after that it will be Mykhailo Mudryk for Raheem Sterling, and I am also going to take off Evanilson and we'll bring on Youssoufa Moukoko. So let's get out there for the second half. 2 subs remaining. So we'll demand more. We won't go attacking yet, but we will do it if we're not winning with 15 minutes to go. Fofana into Botman. Back to Koulibaly. Plays it into James. Onto Neres. Clips it forward. It's headed away, but Sterling collects. Finds Moukoko, who hits the outside of the post. After just 2 minutes of the second half, he already looks much more of a threat. So let's demand more again as Sheffield United come forward. It's headed away. Sterling brings it clear, finds Botman, who plays it over the top for Moukoko. He's in behind, and Youssoufa Moukoko has his 11th of the season. And it is Sheffield United 0, Chelsea 1. 55 minutes gone. So good start to the second half. and I think Reece James is going to be the first man substituted in the second half, if I can find somebody to bring on instead of him, as it's cleared as far as Neres. Back to James, and the highlight does come to an end. So let's have a look. Anything we can do in terms of bringing a right back on. Hudson-Odoi is the nearest we've got, so it will have to be him. And that just leaves us with one more substitution available, and it looks like it's going to be Mason Mount, but not yet. I'm going to leave it as long as I can. Sterling wins the ball back, plays it into Neres, out to Moukoko on the right hand side. He's drifted all the way out to the touchline, plays it back to Havertz, into Mount, who shoots, and that isn't far wide, and it is going to be Mason Mount that's going to be the final man to be removed, and Enzo Fernandez is going to come on for the final 15 minutes or thereabouts. Cucurella with the throw in to Fernandez, Fofana to Cucurella, into Sterling. Fernandez gives the ball away. Strefeza back to Zarouki, and Dai to Baldock, Basham to Baldock, into Burge. Basham plays it forward for Burge, who gives it straight to Botman so we can build another attack. Hudson-Odoi gets it back. Koulibaly. Fernandez out to Sterling on the left. Infield to Fernandez. Cucurella to Sterling. Moukoko. Sterling finds the back of the net. 2-0 on 80 minutes. And that should be game, set and match. So into the final few minutes, holding a 2-0 lead. Should be absolutely no danger from this position. Hudson-Odoi to Koulibaly. Hudson-Odoi to Havertz. Neres. Diagonal ball forward. Keeper comes out and gathers comfortably in the end. And Foderingham launches it straight down the middle. Koulibaly wins it back. Botman to Fernandez. On to Sterling. Finds Cucurella. Back to Fernandez. Into Moukoko. Fernandez, diagonal ball out to the right for David Neres. He'll keep this in. He does. Finds Havertz out to Hudson-Odoi. Turns, plays it back to Koulibaly. Into Hudson-Odoi. All the way back to Simon. Finds Fofana. Plays it out to the left for Cucurella. Into Sterling. Gets to the byline. Pulls it back for Neres. And Neres fires it home. 3-0. And that is definitely game over. So into the final couple of minutes. 3 minutes of added time signalled. And there'll be one last highlight. Foderingham clears and we win the ball back in defence. As Fernandez finds Sterling. Back to Fofana. Into Fernandez, onto Sterling. Plays it through for Havertz, and he slots it home to make it 4-0, right on the 93 minutes when the final whistle was due to blow. So we'll probably kick off and that will be about it, and it is. And there it is, Sheffield United 0, Chelsea 4, and I'll be back in a moment to show you the league table and tell you what's coming up on the next episode. Okay, time now to take a look at the league table, and as you can see, with 14 games gone, we've won 8, drawn 5 and lost just the once, and have 29 points, sitting third in the league, level on points with Manchester United, 4 adrift of leaders Liverpool. So time to have a look at when we're going to come back, and I'm going to bring you back for the games in December against Arsenal and Aston Villa. So we'll get a few games done and then come back. So if you've enjoyed that, please leave a nice thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for Monday to Friday Football Manager videos. Thank you very much indeed for watching, and goodbye.